but I was looking for price to get into this area and then reverse. So what does that mean? That means what I have to do is find an area like this and then look for reversal patterns. Now, reversal patterns are almost infinite, but here's the key. Whether you're looking at price or whether you're looking at an indicator, you're going to be in a much better place mentally and strategically if you can identify likely areas for reversals before price ever gets there. So when price drops into this zone here, this is when you're going to start looking for divergence on an indicator, or you're going to start looking for pennants and flags, reverse head and shoulders patterns. This is where you're going to look for price to start holding Fibonacci levels. What you're going to be able to do is to identify what the market should be doing. And believe me, if you really understand that last sentence of what I just said, I've just handed you the golden key, or the golden goose. Because if you can identify what the market should be doing, you have now given yourself the ability to monitor and follow price. I mean, that's really what this whole game is about, isn't it? We're trying to decide what price is doing. I don't care if it's a moving average like this line and this line, if it's a horizontal support like these lines, if it's angled support or angled resistance. Any of these tools we put on our chart should have a very specific function. Okay, so that's enough intro. Hopefully you gleaned something from that. In looking at price, remember I've been talking about this trading lane here for several weeks. Price is trading right down to the edge here, and the last couple of days or weeks rather are proof positive that as traders we've got to be prepared for anything to happen. Because it seemed just a few days ago, didn't it, that we were looking at price way up here at 9,600. And during this week, we saw price all the way down here at 9,200. So you are looking at proof positive that price can do absolutely anything. So how should that affect our planning? Well, that it should have an effect on us that when we look at the market and we see possible support down here, that we don't just immediately say, oh, well, there's no way it's going to get down here in a couple of days, or it's probably not going to see this until, maybe April sometime. That's a critical mistake, because when price does get down there, you're just going to be shell-shocked, and you're not going to be able to react. You're going to be in disbelief. You're literally going to virtually refuse to believe that price is doing what it's doing. In fact, I've seen time and time again traders lose most of their money because they simply refuse to believe what price was actually doing. All right, I said that was enough, and that finally is enough. Let's actually get into some tactics here. Okay, remember we're looking at this area as our first support zone. That actually coincides with this area here on the chart. Well, price dropped quite a bit lower than that. In fact, the lows came into here. So was there any indication that price was going to drop there? The answer is yes. This is why I said my price zone was actually a little bit bigger. As if you remember, I was talking about the closing high over here, not just the high. But the closing high to this high, if you remember when I was talking over the last couple of weeks, formed another zone that fell right in here. So there was a little bit of a vacuum, and these price vacuums exist all over the place in charts.